I just got chills, and so I just wanted to share this real quick. Yesterday, I did something that I have never ever done before in my life that I can recall. I asked a friend if I could borrow some money to make rent. And I was feeling very low, very ashamed. Um, Not because I'd done anything wrong. I don't believe I've mismanaged our finances at all. It's just kind of the reality of these times. And we saw this coming and we did a lot of things and it wasn't enough. I had an exact dollar amount for how short I was. And I had been trying to make plans to make that dollar amount. I needed that much by the 5th of next month. And I was like, here's all the things I've listed for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Trying to be able to donate plasma, but I need to make 110 pounds, be 110 pounds before I can. And so I was like, how much weight can I gain in that time? Even crossed my mind of how could I cheat scales, put heavy things in my pockets. That's where my brain was thinking. I was not thinking in terms of borrowing money. I don't think anybody likes to do that. We had options like cash advance on our credit cards, but that has really hefty fees. And I think this is one way that people get underwater, is because if you're in a desperate moment and you take something like, I've heard of payday loans, I've never done them before. I don't recommend anybody does them because they're so predatory. But cash advances on credit cards is the same deal. People are desperate enough that they need cash and they do something that is really, really hard to get out of, that costs you a lot in the long run. And so I was like, I don't want to do that. And I don't want to be late on my rent. Rent was due by the 5th of the month. My next paycheck for my job came on the 6th, will come on the 6th, one day late. And I'm like, but if you have a late payment on your rental history, that's really bad. Even if it doesn't mean that we'll be evicted, on your record, it's really bad. And again, this is how people start to get underwater, is because you got to maintain a good rental history. So you can see how easy it is to fall behind if you're like, okay, I desperately need cash, but then that's costing me more money that I don't have. And so I was seeing this. I was seeing the writing on the wall, and I was just like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I got to find ways to come up with this cash. And one of my friends happened to ask me, hey, how have things been lately? Basically, what's the update? And I kind of did a very, very quick bullet point, life is insane right now, and just kind of boom, 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 tons of things happening. Here's just a quick little list instead of rambling to you and everything. And I totally wasn't expecting her to reply, hey, I'm trying to send you money on Venmo. I gotta make sure that this is you. She didn't even ask me, hey, is it okay if I send you some money? She was like, this money is coming to you. How do I get it to you? And it was $165. And I was really touched, especially because I know she does not have a lot of money. And I felt kind of guilty and kind of bad. I think, definitely in hindsight, if I had known that she would offer me money, I wouldn't have mentioned to her that we were struggling. Which is a conundrum because, obviously this is a time in my life when I could really use a hand up. But it's not even a matter of pride. It's more like a matter of concern for maintaining my relationships. That is more important to me than money. Because people are worth more than money. And so there's times that people offer and they don't actually want you to take them up on it, or there's times that you take it up, someone up on an offer for other things. I haven't done it for money before, but and it can kind of sour the relationship, and I hate that. So I don't want to risk it. So I wouldn't have mentioned it, but we've known each other a really long time, and she knows that I don't I don't tend to ask for money. And she was just like, I'm sending this to you. You're getting it. Just want to make sure it's getting to the right person. And it wasn't enough to cover rent. She was like, I know this isn't enough to make up the difference of what you need, but it can help. It can help with something. Gas, groceries, whatever you need. I had already got 2 more credit cards in order with the 0% APR in order to give us a little bit more cushion so I could make purchases like gas and groceries without impacting the money that was slated for rent. And so before I told her, yes, this is me, you can send it, she was like eagerly waiting, and I was just like, I gotta think about this. Because it's hard to accept help. It feels shameful. I wouldn't say it is shameful, but it feels that way. It feels like I should have done something else. Like, should have managed to prevent myself from getting into this situation. Obviously, everyone would say it's best to avoid being in that situation, right? And so I was thinking about it. And I thought about it throughout the day. I thought about people I care about. I thought about times that I have helped my friends, times that I have sent people money when I was able to. And how I would try to convince them to let me help them and say, look, people have helped me with things in the past. I used to be homeless and people helped me with things. And that's what helped get me off the streets. It wasn't necessarily my doing. I tried a lot of things, but it was the ultimately result of me getting off the streets was the help of people helping me. Collaborative effort on my part and theirs. So I say, look, people have helped me in the past. Please accept my help. This isn't me helping you from a place of superiority. This is me helping you. This is me passing it along because other people have helped me in the past. So I've given friends that speech before. Friends, neighbors, friend of friends, when I had the ability to give back then, then that's what I did. And so I pondered that yesterday. I pondered that of how this friend is trying to send me money. This friend does not want me running myself ragged, trying to make this work when she is trying to send me money to help. And so I got myself to the point of, okay, I think I can accept this. Just mentally putting myself in her shoes, knowing that I have been in her shoes before, helping out other friends. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I can accept that. And then I was like, another friend, mutual friend, came to my mind, and I was like, this mutual friend has offered to help financially before in the past, and we've never taken her up on it. And I was like, I bet if I asked, this other friend would be willing to provide me with an interest-free loan that would be able to make up the difference, and I would have enough to pay rent. All the while, I'm just, in my head, I'm just going, this is kind of ridiculous because I'm getting my paycheck the very next day. Just driving me bonkers. I'm like, if only my paycheck came one day sooner, then none of these conversations would be happening. I'd be able to squeak by and no one would even know. It's humbling. It really is humbling to be in this situation. But I was like, what would be best for my family? What would be best for me? We have a lot going on right now. I am so fortunate to have people who care in my life, that they would be willing to help me out in this way. What is stopping me from accepting this? And I got myself to the point of, okay, I'm gonna ask. So I asked and I said, there's this situation. I want to pay you back. It's just this very, very short-term loan thing. Would you be willing? And I mean, there's no hesitation. She was like, of course. What would be the best way to send it? Like, immediately. And so the total amount between the two friends, it was $665. And it came through at exactly the same time. I'm pretty sure they coordinated it. They didn't tell me They didn't tell me that they each knew, and they know each other. We're all mutual friends. But I got like 2 notifications at once from Venmo being like, boom, boom. And I'm like, they know. That's okay. They're not telling me that they know, but they know about each other, and I find it kind of sweet. They know that it's hard for me, and they're just being so kind about it. And so the money came through. So grand total, $665. Now the part that really gives me goosebumps, I mean that's cool and that's amazing in and of itself, is that part of the story. But just now, today, the next day, less than 24 hours later, after receiving this money, I got an email that I have been waiting for months. I have been doing so much work to get tuition reimbursement for my books, my college books. My job is supposed to provide this as a benefit, and I have been doing a lot of work to get this covered. It's pretty expensive. You have to prove things. The syllabus has to say required materials. It can't just say these are the materials for the course. So I was needing to like contact the college and contact my teachers and contact the tuition reimbursement like organization and call them and email them, and it has been months and months of work, to the point where like I have other people in my class who work at the same place, and they're like, yeah, I don't even bother with tuition reimbursement because it is such a headache, and it's just so many hours poured into it, and I didn't even get reimbursed because there's just so many requirements that I couldn't manage to jump through all the hoops. So I have been working my butt off to get this tuition reimbursement, and I just got the email that it's been approved. Do you know the amount? $672. I'm going to be getting that amount back. Just over, barely over, like what, $7 over the amount that I just borrowed from friends. And it's not going to happen right away. It says within the next 3 paychecks, usually. So it's still going to take over a month or something. And this is the difference that asking for help can make, and having incredible friends that are both willing and able to help, because obviously there's times that people are willing and they're just not able. Right now, I have people in my life that I am totally willing to help financially and I'm just not able to. And this is the difference of having help just at the right time when you need it, so that we don't have to get ourselves underwater with stupid, credit card advance stuff or be late on our rent and have that ding on our rental record. This is the difference that just having a little bit more of a safety net can make. And in my case, the safety net is community. I have tried to have that safety net be a financial safety net. Obviously, it's good to have savings. Our situation has been unique, and I don't want to say too much about it because it's honestly, it's not even relevant. It's that we had several financial safety nets, and this has been a long-term thing, and all of our safety nets have fallen through. But our house is about to sell. We are in the process of selling a house, and we will get equity back from that house, and we will be okay as soon as that house sells. That's been in the works for a long time, and we've had several offers fall through. That's just part. This is a little tiny piece of the situation. Just to say, this is not me begging for money. This is not me saying, we are in dire need, please help us. That's not what this video is about. Because honestly, as soon as the house sells, we will be in a very, very fortunate position that, we will be okay. And I'm going to almost feel guilty. I probably will feel a little bit guilty, but that's okay. It's just intense. It's just intense to navigate this. And that's one reason I felt bad for even being in the situation in the first place, because it's like, we are about to be totally okay, Except we also thought we were about to be totally okay when the first offer came through months and months and months ago. And then again when the next offer came through, and that fell through as well. And it didn't happen. So this time it's looking very, very promising, and we will be okay, and I'll be able to pay back those loans, and it'll be like this never happened. But think about what would have happened otherwise if I didn't have this loan from my friends. I could have gotten my family underwater very quickly, and it's very scary. So that email came through, and I was just like, that's not even 24 hours later that I'm learning, here's $7 over the exact amount that I just got from my friends. And this is a guarantee that I'm going to get this amount added to my paycheck within the next month and a half. So that makes me very happy. And I just wanted to share that in a world where there's a lot of stuff going on for a lot of people. And yes, we are very impacted by SNAP not happening next month. And WIC, my state says it has WIC until November 30th. WIC is what supplies my 15-month-old with her Pediasure, which is the only thing she can eat right now by syringe. The only thing she can eat large volumes of, I should say. So she has medical complexities, and WIC is huge in making it possible for her to eat. Pediasure is very expensive to buy. So I just wanted to slip that in there to be like, yes, there's a lot of things going on. And I just want to share some good news, good people in my life, and how me working my butt off also made it possible for me to accept help, but also be able to do my part in repaying it and making sure that I'm using it as a, what do they call it, a hand up and not a handout. So yeah, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling very fortunate to be to have some community around me. And there's a lot of people going through a lot of stuff right now, and just wanted to share a little ray of hope. So thanks for hanging out with me today.